So everything we did within Voxen, we designed it around a center bed. The reason is, it's like a car. It's got to be maintained on a fairly regular basis. So every year, every 10,000 hours, every 10,000 miles for the car, you have to open this up and repair it. So it's always functioning and safe for patients. So in this case, everything's designed on the center band. You pop off the front and the back case, and you have access to every single subassembly. So she's starting this process now. That manifold, what you're seeing there, is designed to funnel air. So when we think about a ventilator, we're thinking about leaks. Leaks are bad. So this manifold helps us funnel that air with 0 leaks, makes it very reliable. This is the beginning of the process here. As this flows through this entire environment, you're going to see this take shape with 12 different subassemblies, and at the end, you're going to have a ventilator.
Any questions?
This all starts here.
It all starts here. So
With Colby.
what you can see
Yes.
here are all the different parts that go into this, and you can see the 12 subassemblies that have gone into this. And it's been incredible to see how this organization has taken shape in a very short period of time to learn this technology.
It's amazing.
And Colby's been with us for 2 weeks, and she's really excited because she hopes this is an opportunity to bring manufacturing to Indiana.
That's great.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Freetown,
Okay, great. Good.
right down the street.
Well, congratulations. You ever done this kind of work before?
Not really, no.
Is that right? Wow, that's fantastic. Well, you're making a difference for America, you know that. Yeah, this is an amazing place. Congratulations.
Thanks, Colby.
Great.
All
Okay.
right. This way.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Great job. Thank you.
All right, and we're going to head this way now.
Cheers for the volunteers.
And this is
Hi, guys.
Bria Winslow.
Hi, Brian.
So this is Bria. Bria is 18, so this is her very first job from high school.
Wow.
And she's been with us a couple weeks, and she is working on the metering valve.
Okay.
And so, Chris, if you want to talk a little bit about the metering valve, it's right
So the
there.
metering valve is what controls how high pressure oxygen is delivered through the ventilator. So you think about the room air that we're breathing now, it's about 21% oxygen. If you're really sick, you're going to need more oxygen. So this is going to regulate that to increase the oxygen to 25%, 30%, and up to 100% oxygen. This is a very precise component. It's very difficult to manufacture. This is actually one of the areas that was most exciting for us to partner with General Motors on. This was our hardest to make component. It was very difficult to make at scale, but it has a lot of similarities to a transmission, which is also very precise
That's what we were talking about
and difficult to make at scale.
Right.
And so what we did is we presented GM with our metering valve. They came in with some of their top engineers in manufacturing specific to the transmission. And what we've come up with is a much better metering valve that we can produce at scale. We tend to think about things in the hundreds. General Motors is thinking about things in the millions. We married those two teams together, and now we're yielding nearly 100% on this subassembly, which is much better than what we were doing, and we've made quality improvements to our device overall. And that's been the most amazing things to partner with, not only American medical device innovation, but also automotive innovation as well, and put them together.
That's great.
And you can see the quality process for everything. She'll scan the label to know exactly what parts she's putting in.
So everything in our device is really small. One of my favorite moments of talking to GM when they came to our facility at Ventec was we were showing them design drawings on our computer, and we said, okay, we'll go get the component. And they said, well, don't we need to go to the component? And I said, no, we'll go get it. And we brought back this really tiny screw. And they said, oh, we thought it was going to be this big. But it was just this dynamic of we're very manual and very small and precise,
Wow.
and they really helped us in many ways.
Bri's doing a very important job, and also you can see a lot of dexterity is needed. So we're
I can tell. Great job. Great. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
You're saving lives here. And we couldn't be more grateful for your work. Did you do any of this kind of work in high school? Huh?
Nothing close to
Study?
it.
Nothing? That actually looks fairly detailed to me.
Absolutely.
It's
She's
incredibly
doing a great
I'd be
job.
very intimidated to try and do what you're doing.
She's doing a great job. So welcome.
I can tell.
Thank you, Brian.
Great job. Great job. Proud of you.
Where we going?
Down, further down. Keep going. Down, 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 down.
Band assembly.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you'd like to tell us a little what you do, or I can let
Glenn, do you want to tell us what you do?
I get started on the very beginning with checking certain screws. There's like 13 screws here on the first process. There's like 10 stations down through here that assemble the whole center band, and everybody does their part. But you know, it's an honor, you know, to be a part of all this against the fight of this virus. And hopefully these ventilators from Kokomo will get out there and save America.
They're saving lives.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to be part of a mission greater
That's
than
what
yourself.
it feels like, yep.
Marine Corps, now here.
Yep.
Great. Great job. Really is
Thanks,
great.
sir.
Thank you.
Are
Thank
you
you.
from here?
Yes, I'm from here. I'm originally born here in Kokomo.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, Howard County guy.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just a Bartholomew County.
Yep, you are. You sure are. Proud of you, too.
Thank you, man. It's good to be home.
Good to be.
Yeah. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay? Really.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is where all the sub-assemblies are going to come together. So this
Okay.
is the beginning of the final packaging of the device.
Wow.
And we're going to head, I believe, we're going to head this way, I think.
Thanks for coming.
No one got the joke? For the bunny?
This is
Brody,
Brody
how are you?
Waffler.
Vice President.
All right, now this looks like a close to finished product.
Close to finish. He's going to show you how it works. And Brody has been with us from when he put his application in. 3 days later, he was here. And I've been personally told he's doing a fabulous job and going to be getting additional responsibility.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
So this is final test. So between Brody and Chris, do you want to tell us what we're doing here?
When you're making a medical device, one of the most important things is quality. It has to work. It has to work on patients, and it has to be perfect every day. One of the things that we do is we test every single subassembly, and we test the device again before it goes out the door. One of the great things about the General Motors partnership is we prioritize quality from the get-go. General Motors prioritizes safety in the automobiles that they make. We prioritize safety in the ventilators that we make. And together, we didn't make any compromises. So we followed every single FDA rule down to the letter of the law. We followed every single quality procedure that we could to ensure that everything is going out the door. And I'm confident that what he is doing here and what the whole team is doing is ensuring that not only do we have as good a device that we made at our FDA-approved facility in Seattle, Washington, but we're making a better device as it goes out the door here.
So is there any other, do you want to quick show?
It's kind of fun to actually see how this works.
Yeah.
So one of the most important things when you think about a medical device is it's great to have the technology, but you got to know how to use it. And so a lot of what our device did was try to design it to be more like a cell phone than a typical confusing medical device. So everything here, you got your status bar, it's going to show you your batteries. Battery's really easy to pop in and out. Battery power is critical when you're thinking about field support. This is the most common monitors that you're going to see. So this is what you're going to see when you first walk into the patient's room. When you go here to the therapy screen, this is going to be where you actually control what's happening on the ventilator. So you can see your external oxygen, your external nebulizer, that's your medication. If I want to adjust any ventilator setting, all I do is hit on the V here. I can have 3 different presets. I could name these Pence, I could name them Navarro, whatever you want to do. But the point here is that everything's really simple. If I need to make any settings changes, settings and alarms are right here. And I can scroll down, and all your traditional settings for a ventilator can be found simply by scrolling down. So when you think about respiratory therapists, think about all the stress they're under, the real heroes here. Really simple and easy. The hardest thing on this thing is to say, when in doubt, exit out. You exit back again. You can see your monitors. For a critical care ventilator, you have to understand how your patient's reacting. The machine and the human have to breathe in concert. So in this case, you can see your waveforms, and you can see exactly what's happening, how precise the air is being delivered. This is great not only to ensure your patient's comfortable, but it also helps you get the patient off the ventilator, because that's the real mission, is to get them on the ventilator and then get them off as quick as possible. And these monitors help you do that. And then, of course, you can exit out, and you can see exactly how your patient's doing.
And the size of this is, it's
Very compact.
when I was at GE Healthcare in Wisconsin, they were fairly large devices, but there's got to be great benefits to having the portability you have here.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
That was our mission from the get-go.
Yeah.
Typically, a critical care ventilator like ours is really big. It's really hard to, A, move, and getting a patient off a ventilator, you got to get them moving again. That's all it's all about. People have to move to stay healthy and active.
Right.
So this is not only about how easy it is to move between room and room, how easy it is to set up a field hospital, it's about how easy it is to be mobile every day with the patients you're trying to keep healthy.
And did I hear by the end of this week, 600 of these out the door? Correct? Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Pumping them out.
And the first one came off the line?
Like, well, less than a month of when we started. When
Yeah.
we had the first conversation.
Seems like a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Only in America, right?
Got different floors that wanted to see you.
Go process. You're right. I'll be more than wave.
Only in America.
Something was interfering with it.
Hey,
I don't know what it was.
9,000 big around
Yes, exactly.
But yeah,
But it sounded like the old BlackBerry interference type thing.
it's a data transmission of some kind.
That's exactly what it was.
Exactly what it sounds, yeah.
It was,
Yeah, it's downstream of me because I don't hear it at all.
yeah.
Chris's Chris? He's one of them.
I can get that. I can text it to you.
Thanks.
Sure, shoot me some tone.
Okay, so hello everyone, and thanks for joining us at our Kokomo facility. We are very honored to host you, and we have some very, very distinguished guests. And they've been touring our operations, and I have to say, you guys have made me incredibly proud, and we're so happy to have you here because people here are working hard to build life-saving ventilators in the battle against COVID-19. So we'd like to welcome the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, the Honorable Eric Holcomb, Governor of Indiana, the Honorable Elaine Chao, Secretary of Transportation of the United States. We also have Dr. Peter Navarro, and we have Rear Admiral Polachek, and we also have Director Vogt of the OMB, along with Chris Kipple. So again, very excited to have you all here. We have moved quickly. We've been talking about the fact that this all came together in about a month, and there's already been over 600 ventilators produced. So again, we couldn't be so proud. And I have to tell you, I was just telling the Vice President that in my 40 years at General Motors, this is one of the proudest moments of my career. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to the Vice President.
Well, thank you very much. And Mary Barra, the Chairman and CEO of General Motors, and Chris Kipple, CEO of Ventec Life Systems. It is an honor for us to be here today, to be among heroes in the Hoosier State who are saving lives all across America. We are so proud of each and every one of you. We truly are. It's amazing to think that this floor was empty, Mary, about a month ago. And General Motors, Ventec, at the urging of the federal government, in full cooperation with the state of Indiana, put together a partnership. And it was a partnership to meet a vital need for Americans struggling in the midst of the coronavirus epidemic. I've said to several of you as I've walked through that from the moment a few months ago when the President tapped me to lead the White House Coronavirus Task Force, we had one mission, and that was to save lives. And early on, we issued guidelines. It would be 45 days ago, guidelines for every American that people across this state and across this nation have embraced. It's made an incredible difference. And that was about protecting yourself, your family, but also ensuring that our healthcare system would not be overwhelmed. And the second piece of ensuring that need was what you all are doing here. Ventilators play such a critical role in respiratory illness. And one of the things that we had learned from around the world where the coronavirus had impacted and claimed lives was it was more often than not the lack of a ventilator for someone that caused someone to succumb and to pass to this difficult disease. And so we set out with a partnership with General Motors and Ventec. We set out with a partnership with General Electric and Ford. But I must tell you, standing here in the Hoosier State, being among people who put together this plant in 17 days and produced the first ventilator in 3 days, and in less than a month have produced 600 ventilators for the American people, I couldn't be more inspired. And the President wanted me to be here, and I wanted to be here today with the governor of Indiana, with the leadership of these great companies, just to say thank you. Not just as your vice president, but as a fellow Hoosier. I know I'm in Howard County, and I'm a Bartholomew County guy. But I just got to tell you, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of all the volunteers here that are making this incredible partnership happen. I talked to a former Marine who's working the line here, and he told me that not since he was in the Marine Corps did he feel quite as much a part of a mission. And you all are part of our nation's mission. It's a mission to make sure that every American struggling with the coronavirus has the same level of health care and treatment that we would want for any member of our family. And make no mistake about it, you all have played a critical role in ensuring the fact that as of today, no American who has required a ventilator has been denied a ventilator anywhere in the United States. So to the more than 800 General Motors employees, to the 25 members of the Ventec team, on behalf of your president, on behalf of our entire delegation, on behalf of a grateful nation, I just want to say thank you. We're seeing encouraging signs. You're seeing it in the news. Good progress here in Indiana, good progress across the state. We're seeing cases leveling off, in some cases going down. Even in some of our hot spots of New York and New Jersey, New Orleans, Detroit, we're seeing a reduction in hospitalization and emergency room admissions. But we have a ways to go, but we're going to get through this. And when we get through this, make no mistake about it, that the incredible GM Ventec team will have played a vital role in ensuring that the American people had the resources and the health care and the support they needed to see themselves and their families through. So, men and women of this great company, let me thank you again. It is great to be back home again, but it's a special joy to be here to pay a debt of gratitude to each and every one of you. I've said it many times at the podium at the White House. I'll say it again. We're going to get through this. The day will come when we put this coronavirus epidemic in the past. We're going to save lives every day between now and that great day. And each and every one of you will have played a vital role in ensuring that that happens on an increasing basis. So thank you so much for your work. God bless you all. And just know that we'll get through this. We'll get through this together with your hard work and God's grace. Thanks, everybody. Keep up the great work.